guys, it's Black Rat from 287 and welcome to the channel. So today we're gonna talk about the new heroes that just came out yesterday. So we're gonna talk about the SX19 heroes. So let's start with the first one. We're gonna take Aral 3. And what we can see, so this hero is a melee and he is a footman, so probably a front row or second row. So you're gonna read the skills. So I already watched the skills for two heroes and also already analyzed a little bit of them, but you're gonna discover together. For those who still didn't didn't watch and were waiting for me, here we go. So this skill have one range, so as I say, probably a front row, and it's a buff for himself, and it's a statue skill, means that he can't be silenced or suppressed. So this is like a passive, it's gonna work all the time, you can't stop it. So when taking damage, the hero squad has a 70% chance to deal 225% skill damage to two random enemy squads. So this is a counter attack, exactly like the skill that Arslan have. Every time that you're gonna take a hit, you're gonna give back damage. It's a counter attack, exactly like this. So as simple as it is. So I was calculating the damage to see who do more damage, Arslan or Harald. To be simple, I calculated with 10 hits, so it's gonna be more simple for everyone. So we calculate that both of them gonna take 10 hits and how much damage they're gonna give back in total. So for Arslan, it's easy. He do 250% damage, but for him it's every time, so there's no percent. So if he take 10 hits, he's gonna give this damage 10 times, which means that he does in total 2k and 500 damage for 10 hits that he gonna take. But for Harald, it's going to be more complicated. So he does damage on two random enemy squads, so we need to put the two damage together, which means that he does 550 damage. But since he have 70%, we're going to consider theoretically that in 10 hits he's going to only make the skill to work 7 times. So if you calculate, we're going to have in total damage 3k 850. So really more damage, way more damage actually than Arslan, just on 10 hits. So he really does more damage than the Arslan with the counter attack. So this means that probably we have here the Arslan 2.0. So let's continue with the skill. So this skill is really great. So we have range of 5, a pre-battle skill, and it's going to touch two random enemy squads. So before each round starts, 55% chance to taunt two random enemy squads, making it attack the hero squad instead when launching normal attacks. Okay, so this means a taunt. If the people who don't know what this means, it's like you're gonna force two squads to attack you. Like he's gonna force two squads to attack himself. So this, of course, it's a very nice for his second skill, because he's gonna force the people to attack him, and this way he's gonna give back the counter attack. So this is the first part, really simple. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I have a little disconnection. So we say that the first part of the skill gonna force two squads to attack him, and it's gonna steal 20% of the damage bonus for 2 rounds. The effect can be stacked up for 5 times, so it means that you can go until 100, which is huge, really huge. And of course this also is really great because you're gonna make the enemies to attack you more, so you're gonna do more damage on them with the counter attacks, and this way you can also reduce their damage, because when you're going to force them to attack you, you need to resist also. So you're going to resist more and continue to do more counterattacks. So really perfect, really good. So here we have might, resistance, damage, and here we have might. So this means that he's really oriented to do really a lot of damage. So let's go for his last skill, and it's a range of 5, 1 random enemy squad. So at the beginning of the round, 3, 5, and 7 deals 550% skill damage to the enemy squad with the lowest resistance. When the troops are below 25%, he's going to take 800 additional damage and will be suppressed from taking actions for 1 round. Okay, simple. So this skill gonna work 3 times at round 3, 5, and 7. He's gonna do the 550% damage, which is really great. But it's gonna target the squad with the lowest resistance. So the squad generally who is more weak in terms of resistance. And if the enemy squad that you're gonna attack with this skill have minus than 25% of HP, you're gonna do 800 more damage and suppress. So this is like an execution skill. So it's gonna really be to target the weakest on the opponent legion and to kill it, to finish it. So the damage are interesting, and of course this means that it's gonna be 100% chance that it's gonna be cast at those rounds. So really interesting. So what's my conclusions? I'm really very positive about this hero. I think that he's gonna probably replace Arslan. Not sure still, because he does more damage for sure, but of course all gonna depend of the tests. We never know, we can be surprised. Sometimes we really think it's good and it's not. So theoretically it's good, but we need to see with the test. So what's my combo guesses for him? I really see him absolutely with healer on the back row as Arslan, because he's going to be doing damage. Of course, a lot of damage, but he's going to take a lot of damage also because he's going to be front row. And he's going to also have the taunt, who's going to make him to take more damage. So he needs healing. And of course, healer have this particularity to make the front row to heal depending the damage that he does. So more damage he's gonna do, more he's gonna heal. So it's gonna perfectly be a match with healer. So I see Harald and healer for sure. And as a middle row, I will not put Scarlet, because Scarlet is with Arslan because of the burning, because they both have the burning and they increase damage on the burning. So I don't see Scarlet with Aral. For me, I really see Aral, Hellfire, and Healer. I would also think maybe to replace Hellfire with Kinknut or maybe Bleeding Steed also. It's not bad, but that's really what I see for him. So very interesting hero. So let's just have a look now with the cavalry hero. And we're back. Now it was not the internet, but the phone decided to die. Sorry. So we're gonna go for Mysterious Man. Let's watch this, sir. So he's a cavalry and considered as a support. So his skills. He have a range of 3 and he touched 2 random friendly squads. So it's a buff for the allies. So 50% chance to apply the sober statue to 2 random enemy squads of yours, making the recipient immune to silence, disarm, suppress, confuse statues, and deal 32% more damage and take minus 22% less damage, lasting for 2 rounds. This skill is really great. The chances is okay, but it's gonna really, actually the sober thing, it's new, but it just means that the friendly squads, the 2 random friendly squads, just gonna be immune to the silence, disarmed, all the statues, which is really interesting. But really what is really interesting, it's the buff, the 32 more damage and 32 less damage taking. So it's a really nice buff, really a nice support buff. So now we have common ground. We have 5 of range, so big range, big range, so maybe this hero gonna be playable in the third round or second round. So we have 50% chance to deal 230% skill damage to 2 random enemy squads. So not a bad damage actually, within the valid range, and apply the following effects based on the position of the target when the target. So I'm going to explain this. So when you're going to do this damage, when this skill is going to be cast and attack 2 squads of the opponent, the effects are going to be different depending the squad that the enemy going to be. So if you hit the squad of the front row, it's going to make the healing effect it receives drops by 70%, minus 70% for 2 rounds. It's really a big debuff. So this is really good to counter the, for example, the Arslan, because he's in the front row and he needs the healing. So this is going to be really great for against Arslan and also maybe against Alexander. So really great debuff. So if then the skill gonna touch the middle row, he will be suppressed for 2 rounds, also really strong for 2 rounds suppressing, it's really good. And if it's the target on the back row, he's gonna deal minus 40% damage for 2 rounds. It's actually really interesting the way they did it, because you're gonna reduce the damage of the back row, which is normally the hero's gonna make more damage. So I prefer the 2 first debuffs, the one for the front row and middle row, but it's still an interesting debuff for the back row. So it's really a great skill, really great skill. The chance it's like really half, but the skill is really strong and it does good amounts of damage. So here we have increased cavalry might and resistance, increased cavalry damage, classical, and then here we have a bonus of might. Okay, so the hero is really focusing on damage. So let's see his last skill. So again, 5 range, valid for units, footman. Oh yeah, I forgot that they messed up. They rated footman on all the skills, but the hero is really a cavalry, guys. So 1 random enemy squad. So we have 1 round of prep, 60% chance to deal 420 skill damage to 1 random enemy squad within valid range, with 30% chance to cast the skill 1 more time toward the same target. The chance will be increased by 50 every time the skill it casts. Okay. So we have 1 round of prep, so this skill gonna only be cast possibly 4 times in the fight. The damage is okay, not great, but it's okay. We target 1 squad, and then when this gonna touch, you're gonna have 30% chance to cast the skill again against the same target. So you're gonna cast it a second time, which is gonna make a lot of damage. But if you look at it, it's not huge, because the 30% chance, it's low. It's actually really low, because if you imagine it that this is going to be cast 4 times, in 4 times, if you have 30% chance, it means like this is going to be cast in the chances 1 time on the game. Not great, but we have the buff. It means that when you're going to cast this, you're going to have, for the next time, you're not going to have 30% chance to do this part, to cast the skill again here, this part here. You're gonna have 45%. So it's starting to be interesting. But the thing is that it's complicated, because if this part of the skill not gonna work at the first rounds, and it's gonna be probably, imagine that you're gonna make this on round 6 and you're gonna make the skill, you're gonna only have the bonus for 1 more time. So that's really weird. Like, the skill is good, but not this. This is really low. It's really low and have really low chances, since we have a round of prep. But we can put this hero with those heroes who are gonna increase the chances to escape the prep round. So you can probably make this skill to work more times on one fight and makes this skill to be great. So let's see. I'm less positive, we're gonna say, about this hero than Aral, in my opinion. But he can be great. At first I was really believing to put him as a support, for example with a Seed, Mysterious Man and Avalanche, something like this. But the thing is that when you look at it, you have this skill who's gonna make immune your allies, but Avalanche is already immune. She have a passive, like she's really immune for all those statues, so it's really useless actually for this skill for her. And then I saw some tests of people putting him in damage in the back row, and it seems it's working okay. So I do believe that he's gonna be put in the back row as a damage hero actually. So I was imagining one legion that can be interesting for him. It's to put Roland, Seed, and Mysterious Man. So exactly the legion that we are using for Avalanche right now, because those two heroes are boosting the skills of the prep. So all the prep skills are boosted by them. So it's going to be interesting for this skill on him. So maybe going to make this skill to be great and work more times and to do a lot of damage. So for me, I really see this working. Roland, Seed, Mysterious Man, or probably in a defensive, I don't know, maybe with a defensive legion, with a Warhammer, I don't know, like, but I don't really. The problem is this skill gonna be good without any boosting? For example, John Dark also gonna be great with him because she also make the heroes to skip the prep skills. So I don't know. The best I see for now, it's really Roland, Seed, and him. But we need to test to see if it's really great and better than the Avalanche. So we'll see with the test. So what I can say to end this video, I think both heroes are really interesting. We have seasons that we had really bad heroes, but here the heroes are interesting. They can both be really meta, but for me personally, I think that Aral probably gonna be replacing Arslan, so probably have more chances to be meta. I myself will recruit my rewards on the package to get him. But we'll see. Probably I'm wrong. Probably Mysterious Man gonna be better, or probably both gonna be bad. But I really think Harald gonna be meta. Mysterious Man, I'm less sure, but possible, really possible. So thank of you guys to have watched the video. I also want to thanks, we can say this, I don't even know, to thanks all the people who is commenting the videos recently. It's really nice. I like to answer you and try to help if I can. So thank you for your likes, subscribes, comments, and I see you soon for the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.